Steel shadows on Park Avenue, the deadliest Midtown Massacre since 2000 verified. On July 28, 2025, 27-year-old Shane Devon Tamura donned body armor and opened fire inside NFLHQ at 345 Park Avenue, Nick, killing four including an off-duty NYPD officer and then fatally shot himself. Evening light warmed Midtown's towers, birds still circling unaware of what night would bring. Workers trickled out of elevators, intent on brief errands before traffic thickened. Glass doors slid open at 6:28 p.m. Staff spilled onto marble floors for a quick break. A figure in body armor entered silently, weapon humming with intent. Panic broke in a heartbeat for lives cut short where ambition once sparked. Shots echoed between corridors like thunder in a canyon of glass. An off-duty officer died, manning security. Violence shattered safety's illusion. Chaos erupted. Floors flooded with running shoes, voices cracking in terror. Smoke of dread and gunpowder thickened, weaving through branded cubicles. Staff dove for cover. Phones slipped from shaking hands, screens glowing helpless. Tamura pressed deeper each round, marked with anger, loss, and a broken mind. Body armor held, but not humanity. Each pull of the trigger mocked peace. As he bled out, the shooter crumpled near shattered glass and spilled coffee. Midtown's skyline wept fluorescent wounds across downtown calm. Sirens pulsed, slicing dusk into fragments under cherry blossom awnings. Officers swept in, guns drawn, breath tight, adrenaline in every step. Cameras captured chaos. Suits drenched in fear, overrides of normalcy. Media roared to life, cameras lining sidewalks, lights blooming like war markers. Headlines screamed, 4 dead, gunman kills self. NFL building terrorized. The shooter was identified. Shane Devon Tamura, 27, body armor and rifle in hand. His motive remained a void. Grievances with NFL, perhaps CTE, maybe something darker. The city blinked, processing that safety could snap like bullet casings underfoot. Families watched news feeds, fear trickling into everyday routines. Officers turned mop clinics, empathetic notes replacing busy memos. Crisis teams circled victims' families, promise and pain braided in every word. Downtown bars dimmed vows. Grief held the rafters like smoky prayers. Law enforcement pressed forward, questions loaded heavy on uniforms. Investigators combed footage frames of steel and stillness, hold answers. Co-workers huddled in dark halls, counting breaths, counting survivors. The shooter's housing, encrypted files, mental health history now evidence. Task forces met behind closed doors, shifting files like chess pieces. Funeral flowers filled chapels, caskets closed on futures stolen by a bullet. Candlelight vigils lined Park Avenue, soft flames humbling towering glass. Grief circled concrete like quicksilver, impossible to grasp but visible. Colleagues placed badges at memorials, small insignias of life and love. The NFL building's windows reflected city lights and heartbreak. Ground floors dripped bloodlust. Upper floors hummed absence. A psychology professor cited possible CTE symptoms, anger without logic. News reports traced Tamura's prior arrests, psychiatric holds, a warning overlooked, a coffee cup spilled at the scene, black ring marking where hope faded. Mayor promised action, safer security, mental health investments, words trembling. But trust had fractured. Walkers glanced over shoulders in hollow rhythm. Journalists noted, deadliest shooting since 2000. City scarred forever. Photos of victims appeared in lobbies. Grief hung in framed smiles. The building reopened. Cameras installed. Trauma lived in every corner. Staff returned reluctant, hearts clicking in distracted rhythm. The cup that caught powder still sat on a lobby table and wiped, unforgotten. Press conferences dropped facts like measured beat to neat, to cold. Silence grew loud in their absence. Accolades felt like hollow echoes. Workers hugged in stairwells, trembling hands full of unspoken fear. Families carried loss from cemeteries into lives recalibrated by grief. Counselors filed incident reports by day, wiped tears by night. Photographs from work events flashed on phones, now ghostly premonitions. Conversations trailed off into prayer, faith seeking footholds after the fall. The NFLHQ became a monument, new security protocols cited in briefs. Gun laws again spiked in debate, politics bleeding fast into tragedy. Legal eagles circled mental health loopholes and red flags dredged too late. More than policies, mothers wondered if they could reclaim fear's hold on kids. Summer evenings cooled. Joggers paused at the sight, breathing relief. The cup was pomcrim and reflection, these lines of what changed. Investigators reopened phone logs, new calls, old voicemails uncircled. The shooter's name became a cautionary tale in boardrooms and living rooms. A plaque went up in the lobby, "Gone too soon," names etched into silver. Survivors pressed forward, each step louder for the silence behind them. The city held a minute of silence for foregons, and grief bowed together. Mental health apps lit up with users seeking calm in digitripled anxiety. New city-run programs memorialized the fallen, promised safety by memory. Reporters chased stories of heroism, first responders, runners who saved lives. Lives refracted in the shattered mirror of one man's unraveling. A security guard kept a single flower near shattered glass desks. The building's scent still carries linoleum and fear. Floors know the weight of what stepped and stayed. The lobby clock ticks on, indifferent to tragedy's shadow. Survivors whisper numbers: 4, 5, 27, lives, victims, the shooter's age. The evening air still hums where it happened. Streets connect memory dots, each step custodian of a story. A red rose pressed between pages sits in a folder at home. Friends hold fear in hands. Survivors claim courage in breath. The city won't forget the steel that met flesh. The building's walls absorbed shock. Windows mirrored grief in return. Community prayer chants echo in lobbies and living rooms. News cycles paused, then churned again, life asking how to resume. But some resumes are nothing but scars written in time. Names are read again in council chambers, lives more than headlines. Justice is pending, investigations still pulse in case files. Each corridor holds a name, gone before their time. Security scanners click now where open doors once welcomed. And at 6:28 p.m. forever, a city stopped breathing. Under steel shadows, people remember, and so they walk back home, carrying names, carrying weight.